Hello there. So, looking to buy an art journal? Me too. So, I am now here inside of the Michaels parking lot. And I would like to create a video and show you how to choose the right art journal for you. Okay, so you're welcome to go to any arts and crafts store. I'm here at Michael's because that's just like my favorite one, and they like always got coupons and stuff. So like, if you want a budget, I might recommend them. You know what I'm saying? On the way here, I passed to Joann's. Joann's is good with the arts and crafts. They'd have options: Target, Walmart, or like a Blick art supplies. Literally, the possibilities are endless. It's up to you. You can choose what's convenient for you. You can choose, brand loyalty. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But what does matter is how to choose. And so I'm going to show you how to choose. Stay tuned. I'm going in. Alright, so as you can see, there's plenty to choose from. So I'm just going to go little by little. The main thing that you want to keep in mind as you're choosing, the very first thing you want to figure out is what medium do you tend to be drawn to the most? Is it painting? Is it sketching? Is it charcoal? Is it oil pastels, oil painting, acrylic painting? And then, you can take an inventory of the materials you already do have, and you can start with that. If you don't really know exactly what kind of medium, you're like 100% brand new to this thing, I might suggest mixed media. I know that's what I'm personally going to be going for, just because I don't want to have to choose, and I want my paper to be able to withstand, or I want the most versatile. I'm going for the most versatile. So, as the mood hits me, if I feel like painting one day, I could paint on the paper and I don't have to worry about it morphing into something else, and creating that wrinkly effect. I mean, some people don't mind it, it's up to you. Or if one day I just want to draw something, I just want to take a pencil and just sketch something real quick, or I just want to get some markers and mark something real quick. Mixed media is like the most versatile you can get. It's really smooth and it's just thick enough to be able to handle most of the mediums that you work with. So let's go ahead and break it down, see what we're working with here. Okay, so just to give you an idea of the difference between, the typical sketch paper. This is sketch paper. This is what you're going to find in most of your standard sketchbooks. Like when it's called a sketchbook, this is typically the paper that you're going to find inside. Okay, and this is mixed media. This is my favorite. I'm just going to show you the difference. Okay, sketch paper, we'll just start with sketch. Sketch paper is primarily for pencils, colored pencils, graphite pencils, dry mediums. Just think dry. You might be able to get away with an ink pen, but it really does depend on the weight of the paper. Let's see, where does it say the weight here? There it is, 50 pounds. Okay. I'm not going to act like I know exactly what that means, but I do know that the smaller this number, the thinner the paper. So let's just take a look at the kind of paper we're looking at. Let's see. We can zoom in here. Zooming. Hold on, let me get the zoom together. Here we go. All right, so as you can see, the paper is pretty thin. It's pretty thin. This is one piece of paper right here. Okay, and then I'm actually going to show you next to the mixed media paper comparison. Notice that the mixed media paper is at 117, so we're about 2 times heavier than the sketchbook paper. All right, and this is what we're looking at. So as you can see, it's a little bit thicker. It's about 2 times thicker, if I do say so myself, if my camera would like to zoom in on that. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Yep. Boom, there it is. So you can see, boom, right? It's thicker. It's giving me more of like a cardboard effect, but it's like super thin. It's not as thick as cardboard, but if you were to paint on this, you're going to have less warping. Mixed media paper is more so if you plan to be working with wet mediums like markers, paints, things of that nature. So these are like the 2 standard places where you can start if you're like brand new to picking out your kind of paper. And then everything else just gets pretty like complex depending on, or very specific, shall I say, depending on what it is that you're drawn to. Another thing that you want to ask yourself is, do you plan on taking out these pieces of paper? And if you do, if you plan on taking out these pieces of paper, maybe to hang on your wall or to put inside of like a photo album where there's like plastic protectors, look on the side here. This dotted line situation lets you know that the pages are going to be perforated. This is the sketchbook, okay? So that means as soon as you're done with whatever your creation is, you'll be able to cleanly rip out the piece of paper and put it where you will. So just know that that's an option. The mixed media journal does not have that option. So if you were to rip out a page here, you're going to have to manually cut a straight line because this is going to give you that frayed situation when you rip it out. So that's something to keep in mind and to think about what you plan to do as you choose your arts journal. Another option that we have is called drawing paper. As you can see, it's 70 pounds, so it's a little bit thicker than the sketch paper, but still not as thick as the mixed medium. And look, it even gives you a bit of a description here: medium weight for finished artwork, dry media. The sketchbook is for quick studies, dry media, so something real quick if you're just like, I don't know, like out and about in the world and you just want to pull out a sketchbook real quick. You might be cool with the 50 pounds. And then just to give you an idea of the kind of options you have charcoal, if that's the medium you like to go for. We've got watercolor, which is here at 140 pounds. So this is even thicker than the mixed media paper. As you can see, this one is like rock solid. This is thick, y'all. Like this is one page right here. So nothing is about to morph this page, okay? This is pretty thick. Cool. They also have one specifically for marker. That one's at 50.5 pounds, so it's similar to the sketchbook. You've got colored pencil, which is at 100 pounds, closer to the mixed media weight. It's at 100 pounds. Yeah. They've got acrylic. This one here is at 246 pounds, homie. Oh, yeah. Yeah, your paper's not going anywhere with this one. Look, this is basically a canvas and paper. Let me pull this out. Alright, I had to pull this joint to the side. This is acrylic paper. Look at this. Can you see? Is my camera going to show you? I don't think so. But this is basically a canvas. This is canvas. The quality isn't really showing. Oh, there, you can kind of see. Like, it has those ridges. So, listen. And you know what? you know, they got the sale going on. Maybe you want to work on a specific project that has like this particular texture to it. Maybe you want to like cut this out and add it. Listen, possibilities are endless, but this is just to let you know the options that you have. Like I said, I'm going to be going for the mixed media because that's about the most versatile option that's available. Okay? Cool. All right. So now that you've pretty much figured out what kind of paper you're going for, now we're going to take a look at the size. What size is going to work for you? I would suggest a small to medium size if you plan on being mobile with it. If you know that you're only going to be at home, you might want to go for the larger sizes. Also, another thing to keep in mind, if you're new to art journaling, I might suggest a small to a medium sized pad just because it can be very overwhelming. Like if you get a really large book or a large journal, it's going to be overwhelming because you might feel pressured to fill up the page, and if you know the inspiration doesn't necessarily hit you, you're just going to have like a whole bunch of blank space and you might get discouraged. You know what I'm saying? So I would suggest, you know, if you're just starting out, go for something small to medium sized, and then as you get the hang of it, you can upgrade because, you know, that's just what you do in life, right? When you get experience and stuff, you just upgrade. So that's an option. So I'm just going to show you here. All right, so I've narrowed it down to my top 4 choices. This is about the size that I would recommend for beginners to get started with their art journal. As you can see, it's about the size of my hand, going from the top to the bottom. The pages aren't that large. They do get larger, like this one is 7 by 10, so this is about the size of like a pretty much like a computer paper. So it's a little bit larger, but you know, I have been art journaling for a while, so I wouldn't mind going a little bit larger. But if you're just starting out, you might want to start with something along this lines here. This is about 5.5 by 8.5, so it's like, that's the difference there, as you can see, you know. So it's just a little bit of less pressure there. Nothing too drastic, but like I said, if you're just starting out, you know, you definitely want to go with something a little less overwhelming. The thing that sticks out the most to me right now, the very first thing I'm looking at, is how many pages are going to come inside of the journal. Now, I personally don't want to have to come back to buy multiple journals, and this one at 15 sheets is really looking like it's about to get eliminated first. But if you notice, there's only 15 sheets here. It's at 184 pounds. This is the heaviest one out of all 4 that I've picked up. So there's a reason why. And just for reference, this one here is priced at, one second. Okay, this one here is $6.49. This one here is $10.49. This one here is $10.99, and this one here is $12.99. So I'm just putting that out there just so you know, like, get the full gist of where we're going with this. So of course you're gonna get less here. It is cheaper than the other ones, but you're getting less pieces of paper, and but the pounds, like the weight, is thicker. So this is great. 15 sheets might be cool if you're literally just trying to test this out. You don't even know if you're about this art journaling life. This might appeal to you more, but I already know I'm about this art journal life, so I'm just going to keep it pushing. I'm just going to put this over here to the side. You're going to go ahead, eliminate that. But that's good to know, you know? Good. Now we're left with these 3 here, okay? Another thing that I'm noticing here, that's pretty much sticking out, 20% more sheets free. That really pops out because, like I said, I'm not trying to come back and forth to buy art journals. If I can get it in one pop, that would be great, you know? So I'm looking at that. Get 72 sheets here. This one comes with 50 sheets, and this one comes with 48 sheets. So And I'm also liking how this is perforated, so I get the option. You know, if I do decide to create like a portfolio of the work that I create, I have that option to tear it out and it'll be a nice, neat line. So on that, just on that alone, I'm not seeing any perforation here, so I'm just gonna go ahead. It does have 20% more sheets. It's at 117 pounds. This is at 98 pounds. This is at 90 pounds. So this is, again, it's thicker, but you know, that's not really a high priority for me, especially because, you know, I don't know what I want to do. So boop, I'm gonna set you over here aside, and we're looking at these two here. All right, so now it's just a matter of, let's see, are there any key differences outside of this one has more pages? This one is at 98 pounds. This one is at 90 pounds. So let's see, this one's heavier. Hey, listen, guys, I think this wins. Look, well, let's see. Let's look at the description. Acrylic, watercolor, pen and pencil. That sounds about right. And this one says for all media. Ah, that's the kicker. So that might include like glue, oil, painting, pastels, all that stuff. I'm going to open it up and see here. Let's feel. It's good to feel the paper with your hands too, just to see. This one is definitely thicker. Decisions. Are they both perforated? They are both perforated. But this is still pretty thick. Like, I am also keeping in mind the budget. You know, this one is $10.99 and this one is $12.99. I mean, yeah, so for me, I think I'll be okay with this one here. This seems to be the move for me. Yeah, even though it says acrylic, watercolor, pen and pencil, it's not that much of a difference. That's interesting that this is 90 pounds, this one's 98 pounds, but this one is thicker. Like I said, I'm not gonna pretend like I know what this thing means. It's at 185 grams though, which is 106. What the fuck is this math? Listen, this channel is not necessarily for professional artists. Like, to be honest, I don't know. Somebody, I'm sure I can Google this and figure it out, but as of now, I don't know. I can feel it and I can see, and that's really what this channel is really going to be about. We're not going to be focusing on the technique. It's not about creating something professional. This is literally about using our expression to connect with ourselves, tuning into our intuition. That's what we're really here for. So, you know, okay, I don't know what the pounds and the grams, I don't know what's going on there, but I feel like this one right here is gonna be the one that I choose. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, when you be confused about stuff, it's just best to just go with what feels right. And this joint just feels right. Okay, this seems to be where I'm going with it. So I'm a roll. Next step is to go ahead and check their website to see if they've got any coupons I can go ahead and apply to this. As you saw, they do have the 50% buy one get one half off, I think it was. So you're welcome to do that if you're into that kind of thing. Or if you're buying online, then that sign doesn't even matter. So anyways, I hope that has given you all some clarity on how to choose an art journal. I'm gonna go ahead and check this bad boy out, and I look forward to joining you soon with some like actual projects and prompts and stuff, and we can get this party started. I'm so excited. All right. Dun, 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 dun. And there you have it, folks. The baby is officially mine, and let me tell you, there was a 40% off coupon. Let me look inside the bag here. Boom. Let me show you what happens. Okay? Ugh. Skirt. Look at this. Boom. I got this joint for damn near half off. I only paid $6.99. We went from $10.99 to $6.99. Hey. That's what I'm talking about. So there you have it, folks. That is the basics on how to choose an art journal. Just to recap, the main things you want to keep in mind are what kind of medium you plan to work with for the majority of the time. If you're not sure, I highly suggest mixed media. It's the most versatile. Another thing, do you care about perforated edges? Do you care about being able to rip it out and place it on your wall or things of that nature? That's something to take a look at. What is your budget looking like? Are you just testing this joint out? Do you not want to spend over a certain amount? Keep those things in mind. Another thing, the size. How comfortable are you with filling out a larger piece of paper? Maybe you only need something the size of your hand. Maybe you want to go even smaller. There were even smaller like sketchbooks that were about like yay big. You could probably fit it in like your back pocket or put it in your purse or something like that. And that's another thing too, the size. Are you planning to be portable? I feel like with the size that I have, it's like, it's portable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna fit into, you know, my sexy purse, but I can fit it in a backpack. I can walk around with it in my hand. Like, this works for me. Also, how many pages? That's another thing to keep in mind too. How thick do you want the paper? So these are all things to keep in mind when it comes to choosing your art journal. So now that we've got our art journal, we're ready to start expressing ourselves and connecting with our souls and our inner child. Let's do this. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you appreciate this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to tune in for more, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see you later.